Well, I didn't have time to set it up for a title and everything, but here comes our LG, or not our LG, but our loaded coal train out of Warrior. Hop over to the other side here. Yeah, they're continuing to have problems with the air brakes on this train. Hopefully they got things worked out this time. They can continue to move south. This train should be going to Calvert City, Kentucky, to the loadout there at Calvert City Terminal. Looks like it had 4 GP38s and an SD70 or an AC70 or 70 Mac or whatever it was. In case you haven't figured it out, I am not a power guy. And invariably, if I tell somebody what kind of power it is, it turns out to be something slightly different. So I typically don't really identify specific engines myself. I apologize not being on a tripod, but I was shooting still shots and he started heading out. So let's go back over here and get some shots from this side. As he comes out with his load. Let's see what it looks like top down. Something different. Hey Ken, thanks. You have a blessed Thanksgiving as well. Since I'm not on the drone, actually you can see some of the comments and stuff as they scroll by. Put my glasses on here so I can see who's with us. Hey Ed, how's things in Hanson, my friend? Hey Fidone, thanks for joining us on my live video here. We're going to swing back around to the other side here and get just a different view for a little while. Let's move over this way just a teeny bit. There we go. That's different. Hey, Kelly. Thanks for joining us. You too, Jenna. Yeah, these coal trains coming out of here are fairly long. Usually about 100 cars. I'm not exactly sure what that is in length. Hey, Ed. Thanks for joining me on my live stream here today. Hope things in Hanson are going well. Hey, Mitchell. Thanks for joining me today. In case you joined us late, we're watching a Paducah and Louisville Railway loaded coal train with 5 units on the head end as they start their move from Warrior Coal Mine in the Madisonville, Kentucky area, and then they'll be headed south to Calvert City Terminal at Calvert City, Kentucky. At least they should be. That's the way this train normally goes. All right, we'll move back over here and catch the tail end coming. There's no DPU on this train. They had engine problems or air problems, or engine and air problems. I'm not exactly which, but seems like they may have gotten them all worked out. Well, folks, as the end of our train shows up here, I just want to say that if you're out trackside, as always, be safe and have a happy Thanksgiving and a blessed day. Greetings, greetings, folks. Here we are on the Paducah and Louisville Railway. We've got a northbound NS loaded coal train that's coming off the Warrior Lead and getting ready to head north to Louisville. Appreciate everybody joining me today. I'm a little bit hoarse, so I probably won't talk too much on this. Allergies are kicking in and kind of hard to get the words out there. We're on the Paducah and Louisville Railway at Madisonville, Kentucky at West Yard. This train has the Illinois Terminal Heritage Unit. So if you stick around, you get to see this Heritage Unit on the end of the train. The train is pulling off the Warrior Lead after loading with coal, and it was tied down, and the crew is just pulling it out onto the main. He's pulling away. I'm sorry, folks. My voice is not very good today, but he's pulling away from a dead stop. That's the reason he's going slow. This train was tied down, and the new crew showed up, and they are now pulling it out of the Warrior Mine lead and heading north on the Paducah and Louisville Railway. This is probably about a 75 or 100 car train, so it'll take him a while to get out. He's starting to pick up now. He'll get to moving here before long. We're at the Paducah and Louisville West Yard here in Madisonville, Kentucky. Not going to be able to do my normal banter on this video, as my voice is kind of cracking from allergies. This train loaded overnight at Warrior Coal Mine, which is close to Nebo, Kentucky. Appreciate everybody joining me today here on Pearson Photography. It's starting to pick up pretty good speed now. No other power here in the yard at West Yard. Norfolk and Southern comes down to Warrior Coal Mine on an average of 2 or 3 times a week and picks up a load of coal and takes it back north. Not exactly sure where it goes northbound, but I know it goes as far as Louisville, and then it gets off on another, probably on their own tracks, and then the coal goes to wherever it goes. Hey Ken, I appreciate it. It's just allergies, seasonal allergies. Welcome aboard. Thanks, Ann. I appreciate it. Yeah, he's picking up pretty good speed now. This train's going to have 2 DPUs on the rear. The trailing end unit is the Illinois Terminal Heritage Unit. So I'm told. I have not seen the end of the train, but that's what I'm told. I was hoping it was going to be leading today, but it wasn't in the cards. Getting them back up a line of traffic here. But they don't usually block the track, the crossing here very long. Thanks, Paul. I appreciate the prayers. As I said, it's just sinuses. But it does seem like I'm going to be losing my voice here before long. It's a little bit better than when I first started this video, but try to change up the view as much as I can. Make it a little bit more interesting for folks that are watching. The long train, probably 75 to 100 cars. And at this speed, it's going to take just a little while to get by. I won't be chasing this train, so this will be the only live video you'll see from me on here. On this one anyway. West Yard used to keep a lot of power parked here, but most of that power is kept down at Princeton, Kentucky now, at the yard down there. That's about midway between Madisonville and Paducah. We'll occasionally see power still here, but mostly they seem to be using West Yard here for storage these days anyway. Thanks, Clem. I appreciate the kind words. Welcome aboard, Gary. Hope Florida's a lot better than what we get up here in North Kentucky or Western Kentucky. It's kind of cold here. We're waiting on the Illinois Terminal Heritage Unit to show up. It's the rear DPU on this train. And I think I see power coming. Yep, I can see the familiar lime green orange, or lime green. There you go, folks. They need a bath, bad. Well, there goes our northbound loaded coal train with the Illinois Terminal Heritage Unit as the trailing DPU. If you folks happen to be out trackside today, as always, stay safe and have a blessed day.